Sometimes you got to read between the lines and see what's going on. I feel like there was a little bit of that went on today, but also not so much of that went on today because of back-to-back press conferences that Mike Pompeo gave and then our President Donald Trump gave. I want to break down what happened today, what I feel like was said, and what some of my friends feel like might have been said. Keep you guys abreast of everything that's going on and make sure you guys are paying attention to what is happening and why this summer is so hot, just like Q's been telling us it's going to be. I'm Jared, this is RedRacer Video, former car vlogger. Now I'm an independent citizen journalist thanks to you, the viewers. There are 3 links below this video in the description where you can monetarily support this channel. I live off donations at this point. You guys are the work. I am honored to do this for you, and I'm very grateful that you provide me the opportunity. As you watch this video, if you see value, only if you see value, consider supporting the channel at one of the 3 links down below. Also, RedRacerVideo.com. We will have the shirts up and ready to start flying off of there, and I'm guessing the next day or two. Shopify site, like I told you last time, they'll be super easy to get. So if you like the shirts, be looking for them. Men's and women's, all different colors, be looking for it. Here we go. So today, I watched a couple of different press conferences and then talked to a bunch of my buddies, a bunch of my friends, about what they thought went on. And we all kind of, I would say that we echoed some of the same sentiments. We're never all on the same page. And that's what's beautiful about having a circle around me that I do. And I recommend you all do the same thing. Keep people around you that challenge the way you think. You don't just want yes man or yes ma'am people around you all the time. That's not what you need. It's important to have some people that are in your corner, make no mistake about it. But if you don't have somebody that's kind of like, yeah, okay, but maybe once in a while, that's making you think a little more critically, it's not a good idea. Having said all of that, the people that I bounce this stuff off of, it feels like we were all on the same page about what happened. So today, the press conference that Mike Pompeo, Secretary Mike Pompeo gave, he is very much making it, in my opinion, very, not even in my opinion, it's very clear that the United States and China are very much at odds right now with a lot of different things. We are at odds with them over industry. We're at odds with them over economic things. We're obviously at odds with them over the fact that they mailed us a virus. I don't think that they were the only ones in on it. Obviously, I feel like Bill Gates played his hand in it. I do believe it was biological warfare. It just so happened that it was released from there. Barack Obama gave them $3.7 million to that lab to make it happen. Yada, yada, yada. But there's a lot that's going on. And Secretary Mike Pompeo was very, Secretary of Defense, I think is his title. He was very clear about the fact that the United States and China are at odds. We are not okay at things right now. He also went on to say that the attitude or the mood has changed in negotiations. He did say that the United States and China are still talking. We still have open dialogue, but that dialogue has very much changed and has now become one of the United States does not trust China, and we're going to be looking into things. Where before, they were just kind of given carte blanche to do what they want, tax us the way they want, not pay their fair share of things, and we were basically getting the short end of the stick. I don't need to tell you guys all this. Donald Trump says this all the time. So Pompeo made it very clear. These are not just economic things. He made it clear that they are also overstepping their bounds militarily with the naval forces in some areas where they should not be there. He's made it clear that both the United States and other allies are on the same page about how they feel about China and the things that they are doing. For context, China's not alone. I think that China is very much probably the deep state mercenary force or a stronghold. I think Iran is part of that as well. And that's just another big, long story that I'm sure a lot of you guys in the comments down below can leave more information about. But just to kind of throw that in there, right? So after this video, one of my favorite parts about what Pompeo said at the end, and for those of you guys that follow along for the QAnon stuff, I call every one of these videos the Great Awakening, right? This is part of my Great Awakening series. That's the shift that I made. I went from being a twin-turbo Camaro car vlogger to being somebody who makes videos about the Great Awakening. One of the last sentences that Mike Pompeo said was that today the Great Awakening is happening. If that's not a Q proof, I don't know what is. Again, I know there's people that'll dismiss that as coincidence. I didn't feel like it was coincidence at all. Neither did my friends. Right after this, as soon as this wraps up, I've already got Donald Trump queued up, and he is then giving a speech or giving a presser about the things that are happening in China. Donald Trump went right behind Pompeo, who was saying that basically we're essentially at war with China is what I feel like is what's happening. I think China's got to be careful about like actually going to kinetic war with us. But I do think, and I think that it's been made very clear that what China has done by stealing intellectual property, by paying billions of dollars to our universities, by buying our professional sports, NBA and NFL, and all of our athletes by way of big Nike contracts and things like that. Our president and Pompeo made it very, very clear today that they have meant us harm and that this is not a secret anymore. Donald Trump keeps calling the virus the China virus. He even said that it was mailed over, I think is the way he said it. No, he said it flew over. Our president doesn't just willy-nilly say little things. He doesn't just come up with these things. I know sometimes people think he's just like shooting from the seat of his pants. He's not. This stuff is all methodical. And the things that he says are methodical. He made it very, very clear today, China's the enemy. They released a biological weapon on us. He didn't say that it's just them. We all know who played their role, as does the president. Getting into the mask thing. I've got a lot of people in the comments bringing up, he's saying he wants us to wear masks now, and he's forcing masks. Let's go down that path just a little bit here. If our president said, I'm 100% against masks, you know what the media would do with that. They would go and find some people that got sick and died, and they would blame those deaths on our president. Something else that's happening is the mail-in vote thing, right? All the Democratic cities, weird, and states, weird, and random Republicans, but they are trying to make it so that everybody can just mail in ballots. All the while, and the media is trying not to cover any of these things, it's like every single week there's another person getting caught, federal offenses, stuffing ballot boxes or harvesting ballots. They go and find ballots at people's houses, take them from them. People have shown they're getting ballots at their houses for people that haven't lived in their homes for years. But if they wanted, they could fill that out for their favorite candidate and send it in. This is a strategy that has been used for countless elections. This isn't hearsay. This isn't speculation. This has been caught now time and time and time again recently. So what is our problem? Why am I talking about this? What is our president doing with his mask thing? He is simply playing into it just enough. What he's basically saying is, if I've got to wear a mask to go and vote, okay. If you guys are saying I have to wear a mask, that makes me safe, okay, I'll wear it. I'm safe. But if I'm safe enough to go and vote, because we know mail-in ballots are the way that voter fraud happens. They have polled countless people. People know. Democrats and Republicans alike know. So that's what our president is doing. He is not getting on board with the fact that we should be panicked about this virus again. He's not. I don't believe that's what's happening. I don't believe that's what's happening at all. I want to talk also about the fact that our president canceled his Jacksonville convention. A lot of people, I think, are going to see that as like, oh man, this is another thing that he's feeding into it, right? He's letting people be afraid of the flu. He's showing us that we should be scared, or he's letting them be in control. He's scaring them out of. It's not what's happening. The president cannot take a hard stance every single time something like this comes up. This is a chess game. This is a chess match, a 5D chess match at that. He's got to give. There's some give and take. All he's doing right now is giving, just a little bit on this issue. He's given in so that he can say, okay, this is what we're going to do and this is why we're going to do it. All the while, he's made it very, very clear. He reminds us all the time how poorly democratic cities and states have done with the virus. He reminds us that half of the deaths occur in nursing homes. He reminds us of the median death age of people. He reminds us that like less than a fraction of 1% of children who have gotten this have died. He reminds us of all of these things, but he's got to play in a little bit because once again, if he doesn't, and one person dies and says, oh, my mom wouldn't wear her mask because our president told her not to, now she's dead. That's all it would take. That is all it would take. Getting back to something else that the president touched on. And this is where I say you got to read between the lines. There's a lot of stuff that gets said without actually being said, right? There's a lot of stuff that I don't think he can actually come right out and say that people hear him say. The Ghislaine Maxwell thing is a big thing. He said, I'm wishing her well. You know, I wish her well. I hope she's okay. I hope she's going to be okay. And everybody's like, oh, see, they're friends. Or, and I got this one from Dave at X22 Report. Link in the description. If you don't watch Dave, you should. He's solid gold every day. Or he was simply pointing out the fact that everybody knows that the last person involved in all of this pedophilia and all of this Pizzagate and all of this stuff got supposedly knocked off, supposedly killed themselves. So to the people out there that hate Donald Trump, they heard him say, oh, he's saying that he hopes that she is okay and that she's going to be fine. To the people that know better, we know that no, he was simply saying, hey, now I know they're trying to kill you like they killed your buddy. Hope you make it out of this. There is so much going on behind the scenes. So much that happens that they cannot come right out and say to us. They've got to let them get some of these things to happen. They've got to provide the illusion that the other side is in control because they've got to let them think they're in control. Because why they think they're in control, they continue to do all these things. They continue to exhibit an arrogance that is leading to their demise. They think we don't see this, but we do. I've said it before in a bunch of videos, and I'm going to say it again. We are the silent majority. We are picking up on this stuff. We are seeing what's going on. Everything that's being allowed to happen has to be allowed to happen just long enough for people to wake up. He's got to let these cities fall apart before he sends federal police in to take back over these cities. And then he's got to let the media lose their mind defending Black Lives Matter and Antifa and all these people who are being arrested because they've been involved in the deaths and murders of men, women, and children in these cities. And the media is tripping over themselves trying to defend these people and say that our president shouldn't be able to go in and stop this madness. He's allowing them to expose themselves. Try and remember this. You got to read between the lines, guys. There's a lot going on. I'm going to get off. I think today's video is already long enough. I'm sure I can make another one right behind this. I'm going to go do some more research, talk to my friends some more. Guys, if you haven't already, make sure you guys are paying attention to the bakery, the website. I'm not going to link it underneath the video because we know what happens when the bakery gets linked. But you guys should look it up. There's a Q in it and there's a the at the beginning. The bakery with Q. Check it out. Some excellent opinion pieces in there. No fake news, no spin. People that are guided by their heart and their love for this country. Run that page and run it well. I think you guys like it. Go check it out. RedRacerVideo.com if you like the shirts, all different colors. It will be available any minute now. So be watching the site. I love you guys. I will see you tomorrow. Red Racer Video. See you in the next one.